we're right next to O'Hare, so every once in a while we got to take a quick pause for a plane. But this is going to be our the third Saturday that we're running. Right around this time every year, what winds up happening? Well, the crowds come and they wear the place out. Everyone's touching everything, everyone's grabbing at everything, and last night in particular was probably one of our biggest crowds ever. And everyone, for some reason, decided to start pulling up my extension cords from the ground. Extension cords are probably one of the biggest problems home haunters and haunters in general just have, because they look ugly, they're not very aesthetic, and if you're going for like a truly like perfect display, the last thing you want is orange and green and purple and blue and pink extension cords running all over your haunt. It's just not pleasing. There's a lot of different methods people use to hide their extension cords. One I personally like, but I don't do, is PVC pipe. PVC pipe looks very clean, but at the same time, having PVC pipe running all over your yard can get very expensive. It becomes a headache after a while, and you still kind of see that. So one of the things that I've done, just because it's such a large space, and I found the most success with, is burying your extension cords. And that might sound daunting as well, but if you've been doing it for a while, you understand that really all you have to do, and I'm gonna show you in a second, is dig a slight, just get your shovel in there, push from side to side, and dig yourself a trench where you can tuck your extension cord in, opposed to actually digging up the ground. I'll show you what I'm talking about. Okay, so for example, I'm not sure how this happened. Somebody must have just pulled this thing out of the ground, probably a bad little kid. We all get those. As you can see, my cord's just completely out. This area here is grass. So all we have to do is trench it, but it's not all grass. Around the tree, we have mulch, which actually makes things a lot easier because we can dig this area up because it's just dirt. And it's a great place to start. I personally always start at where it's plugged in and work my way down. You want that pulled taut to the point where we're going to start trenching it, and just pull your dirt over like so. It's already looking a million times better. Awesome. Now it's time to start trenching. Pulling it taut like I just did is a great way to show you how much you're really gonna have to do. If you leave your extension cord all tangled up and then you start trenching, you're gonna get a Frankenstein trench. You want it as straight as possible, as clean as possible. It helps a lot if the ground's a little wet. But we've been very fortunate so far this season with our rain, as in not having any. So I'm not complaining, even though it says it's supposed to rain tonight. All right, let's stop for a second and start tucking in. Well, we've got a little less than halfway to go. Gosh, this ground is so dry that normally when we do this, the ground just stays like that, but as you can see, it's just like dust filling the hole right back in, or the trench right back in. Wow, this is so much harder with the ground dried out. To be honest, it's actually pretty rare that I've ever had to do this with the ground as dry as it is, because October here in Chicago is so rainy that the ground will stay saturated. But it has not rained in, I don't know, about maybe a week and a half, 2 weeks. And it's been warm. Whew. Those big crowds have been packing the ground down. Yeah. It's all right. A little exercise never hurt a haunter. This one hasn't been easy so far, but it's looking good. Let's give it a quick look. There we have it, a freshly buried extension cord. And maybe no one's the wiser.